Karp, a man I affectionately call Henry, is an extraordinary individual with an outstanding social justice resume that spans over 50 years of experience. He has served as a rabbi in places from New York to Nebraska, California to Galesburg, Illinois, and of course 32 of those years here as rabbi of Temple Emmanuel in Davenport. He has been active in leadership of the Central Conference of American Rabbis and the National Association of Retired Reform Rabbis. He taught at St. Ambrose University for 31 years and has been in leadership roles with such local organizations as Vera French Mental Health Services, United Way, and many others, as well as being recently a published author. But what I want you to know about Henry is his deep commitment to social justice work and equality for all. Henry cares about people and about our community. Whether working to help feed the poor or to bridge human understanding across racial and religious lines, Henry can always be counted on to inspire, to help organize, and to show up for doing the right thing, the decent thing, the caring thing. His resume is much too long to read, but it touches upon so many pressing issues of the day. Our friendship is such that we can, and often do, disagree. We disagree about things, but we never disagree about the need. As the mission statement for One Human Family, QCA, states, to protect the life and human dignity of all people in all places in the greater Quad Cities area. He very much embodies Father Marvin Mottet's 2 feet of social justice, which calls for both charity and justice. QCI and friends, I give you my personal hero, Rabbi Henry Karp. The Marvin Mottet Leadership Award 2025 presented to Rabbi Emeritus Henry J. Karp in recognition of your outstanding leadership, work toward justice in our community. Quad Cities Interfaith. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
By the way, Rich, it's 40 years at St. Ambrose. Yeah, long time. I am deeply, deeply touched by this award. I'm deeply touched that, this room is the room where it happens. I mean, so many people here have been working in so many different organizations to help make our community, our 2 states, and our nation places of dignity and safety and compassion for all of our residents. And we've got a tough road to hoe, a really tough road to hoe. And first, I want to thank Reverend Ford, Reverend Dr. Ford, for his address tonight. It was a beautiful marriage of eloquence and inspiration. Very, very powerful. And if you walked away with anything, and I hope you walked away with a lot of things from his tsunami of issues and concerns, there are so many things that need to be done. There are so many battlefronts that we're confronted to deal with. If we're to hold on to our own dignity and to and to the dignity and the legacy of our nation. You know, I say that it's a hard road to hoe. Just last week, just over a week ago, we gathered for the second No Kings rally. And it was 4,000 or 5,000 that were here in the Quad Cities. A wonderful turnout. The last No Kings rally had 2,000. We're growing.
That's right.
We're growing.
Yes.
And you know, there's that rule that Reverend Ford referred to it, the 3.5% rule.
That's right.
That 3.5% of the people in the nation can stand up, and this has been proven throughout history against other authoritarian governments. If 3.5% can stand up, they always win.
Yes, right.
And we've just, in 7 million across our nation, we hit 2%, but we've got a way to go. We've got a way to go. Yeah, Gail and I couldn't be here for this rally here because we were visiting our daughter Helene in Minneapolis. So we went to the Minneapolis rally. 100,000 people.
Wow.
And we didn't know anybody. Except our daughter. So much hope. So much hope. People are listening.
Yeah.
People are concerned. They see the suffering around us. You know, when I saw the images of the raid on that apartment house in Chicago, it really hit me as a Jew, specifically, because what I saw happening in Chicago could have very easily been a scene of a Nazi roundup in the Warsaw Ghetto.
Wow.
I mean, that's real.
That's right.
That's real.
Yeah.
And it's happening in our own land.
Yeah.
To say that I'm touched and moved by the fact that this award is named after Marvin Mottet.
Yes.
You know, is an understatement. You know, when I came here in 1985, Marvin Mottet had just not that long ago come back from Washington, D.C. in a campaign for human development. And he was and remains posthumously, but he's always in my heart, one of my mentors in social justice. He taught me so much, along with Alan Egley from the Unitarian Church. The two of them helped frame my approach to social justice. And I was so fortunate to have them. I mean, even when Marvin was retired, was living in a call home, Gail and I would go visit him. He liked Chinese food, and he would tell us what Chinese food we should bring in for dinner. He was, in Yiddish we say he was a real mensch, which is a decent, caring human being. A model for us all. You know, as wonderful as the No Kings Rally was, with 7 million people around the country standing up and expressing peacefully and compassionately, with no violence. You know, there was only one arrest throughout the whole country, and there was the arrest of some woman, I forget where it was, who drove by one of the rallies and stuck a gun out of a car window. The gun was unloaded, so I don't know why she actually did that other than to intimidate people. But we did it with peace and with love. Rich loves to say, lead with love.
Yes.
And I tell you, all the unicorns we saw, and the chickens, and the eagles that we saw, mushrooms, that's love. Because anybody who would get frogs, of course, anybody who would get dressed up in those costumes has got to have a lot of love in their hearts.
That's true.
But just a few days later, we would turn on the television to see the wrecking cranes tearing down the east wing of the White House. The People's House. We are dealing with forces of intransigence. And we speak out, they don't listen. So we need to continue to speak out. I'm a big fan of rallies, but I'm also troubled by them. Because there are so many, there were 7 million people across the country at the No Kings rally. But how many of them went home from that rally and said to themselves, I've done my bit for God and country, and left it at that? The people in this room are not those people.
That's right.
And that's why this is such a great honor for me, because you're the people that work to beyond the rally, that work to carry this message to our fellow Americans. And you carry it with compassion. And you carry it with respect. But sometimes we can very easily slip across the line. There was an incident at the Minneapolis rally which bothered me greatly. The mistress of ceremonies, who was introducing all the speakers and giving all the instructions, well, she was going to read a poem. She did read a poem. And it turned out that she happens to be Jewish. The author of the poem was a Latina. It was very clear from the name of the author. She was a Latina. And this Jew who was reading this poem written by a Latina pointed out that the poem was based upon a text in Deuteronomy. One that's very common and well known by the Jewish people. And we call it by its Hebrew name, the Va'ahavta. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. The minute she said the word Va'ahavta, there were voices, not a lot of voices, but enough voices to really shake me, coming out of people in this 100,000 family crowd. And I really mean not a lot, but still, I heard, fuck the Jews.
Wow.
That's what they do. That's not what we do. If we start acting like those who lie and who denigrate and who demonize, then we're no better than they are. We need to be true to our values. And we need, as we need to point out the issues that trouble us and the actions that trouble us, we need to also talk about the values that lift us up. Why those actions, those issues, those policies trouble us. What we want America to be. The publisher of my book just wrote, the two publishers of my book, the sister of one of them is here tonight, sitting at our table, and they out of California, and they just wrote their own book that they published, And they want it to be a guide for all of us. And it's called We're Americans Because. And they want to see us unite around that message. To talk about, that doesn't mean that we have become one big organization. But that we talk about what we love about what America is supposed to be. Now, we have been really fortunate here in the Quad Cities. Because when Richard and I founded One Human Family, one of the principles that we said we were going to pursue, and we have pursued, is that we're going to work cooperatively with other organizations. It's not going to be competition. Which organization can do a better program and get more attention and more publicity in the newspaper and on television and more funds. We're going to work together because we understood that those who hate have enough hate in their hearts to hate many different identity groups. It's not just one group. It's not just the African American Black community. It's not just the Latinos. It's not just the Jews. It's not just the Muslims. It's not just the immigrants. They have enough hate to hate them all. So we just can't stand up for our own group. It's not just the gays. We just cannot stand up for our own group. We have to stand up for each other. Yes. We have to be there for each other. Because united we stand, divided we fall. And we do that here in the Quad Cities. Civics Conversations, which is co-sponsored by One Human Family, Progressive Action for the Common Good, QCI, and Iowa Citizens Action Network is just one example. We work with many different groups. We've worked with Metrocom, NAACP, and we've worked with Liberty and Justice and Indivisible. We all have to stand together, because if we stand together, we win. And I love you all because you're doing good trouble. You're doing good. I just want to close with I have many quotes from my own faith that have moved me throughout the years. But one that has always been very, very important to me is a statement made in the first century by the person we consider the father of modern Judaism, Hillel the Elder. He died just about the same time Jesus was born. And he said, "If I am not for myself, who will be for me? But if I'm only for myself, what am I? And if not now, when? And if this is not an if not now, when moment, I don't know what it is." So let's continue this struggle together.
Yes.
Thank you very much.